Hello, Aries, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your July 2019 forecast. So I'm just going to start off with a little bit of astrology, just the basic activity going on, and there is a lot of activity going on this month. Then I'm going to pull some cards from two different decks and see what's going on for you this month, and also how it lines up with the astrological events. All right, so during the first week, on the 1st, Mars enters Leo, so there's going to be a lot of thoughts on fun times. Then on the 2nd, also during the first week, we've got a family-focused change due to new moon in Cancer and a total solar eclipse, so keep your eyes out for that one. Also during the first week, on the 3rd, Venus enters Cancer, so we've got nurturing love at the end of the first week or the start of the second week. On the 7th, fun communication slows down as there's a Mercury retrograde in Leo. And then also during the second week, on the 8th, the self-worth is going to bubble up from within because there's a Chiron retrograde in Aries. During the third week, on the 16th, we have got a full moon in Capricorn and a partial lunar eclipse. So there's going to be the closing off of big projects. Also during the 3rd, on the 19th, talks at home begin to slow down as there's a Mercury retrograde entering Cancer. At the end of the third week or the start of the fourth week, on the 22nd, we've got a lot of self-absorbed fun as the sun enters Leo. Also during the fourth week, on the 27th, we've got a lot of fired up love as Venus enters Leo. Last but not least, on the fourth week, at the very last day of the month, on the 31st, we've got a new moon in Leo, so there's going to be pleasurable new beginnings. And also on the 31st, we've got home-centered talks progressing as Mercury is now direct with Cancer. All right, so I am going to pull 4 cards from my Tarot of the Cat deck. I've already shuffled them off camera. I'm just shuffling them a little bit more. Now, the 4 cards that I'm pulling from this deck represent the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week. And then I pull an energy card from the same deck. And make sure you stick around for the end because I pull a destiny card and you pick your own destiny card from my Thoth deck, and just to make it a little bit more interactive. And it's really exciting because you get to use your intuition. So you pick your own destiny. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. This is really cool. I mean, this is a really thoughtful, like introspective month, like a really reflective month. Okay, so during the first week, we have got the moon. So the moon is, to me, it can be a few things, right? It can be introspection into like the dark shadow, really like looking at your shadow. It can also be a Pisces influence in your life. And lastly, it also is sometimes a sign to check out my reading for your moon sign, okay? And it tends to talk about like the emotional kind of undercurrents, more what's going, but also sometimes things look differently by the light of the moon, the light of the sun. Sometimes it's not quite as clear. Sometimes it can be not just reflection, but it can also be a bit of illusion and delusion sometimes. I mean, sometimes it can make you feel a bit crazy. That's why the word lunatic comes from lunar, as in moon. Yeah, so there also might represent like the new moon in Cancer on the 2nd with family-focused change. So you might also be reflecting on how family is changing and things like that. Okay, so, but I perceive this card in this deck to be a lot of kind of reflection and soul searching overall. During the second week, we have got the Page of Pentacles. So that may very well be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn influence in your life. However, ultimately, you are hunkering down, you're doing a bit of research, studying, you could be going back to school, but essentially you're increasing your knowledge of a particular subject, a certain area in your life. It could be extra training, things like that, and you enjoy it, you know? I mean, it just could be educating yourself on things that you are kind of more interested in. Learning just about, topics of interest. It doesn't necessarily have to be training or going back to school, but for a lot of you, it will be, okay? During the third week, we have got the 6 of Cups, all right? So that may have to do with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces influence in your life. Maybe that Pisces in the first week, if there is a Pisces in the first week. But essentially, it's a little bit of nostalgia. That's the big thing I get from this card, is kind of looking back at things, you know, hindsight is 2020, and also distance makes the heart grow. You know, it's, you can have, how do I explain this? There are things in the past that can happen, and there's positive and negative in all relationships and all experiences, but sometimes the more distance and time that there's been, with the nostalgia effect, sometimes you look back and you just think of the good things and you forget kind of the bad things, but you might be kind of thinking, what if things had been like this, maybe, kind of, and you're not really focusing on the people in the present who love you. You might be kind of ignoring them because you're just so lost in your thoughts of the past. Okay. Yeah, bit of stuck in the past, I'd say. Try during that week to kind of snap out of it if you can, and just enjoy your time with the people in the now that love you right now, that want to be with you right now, not people who used to be with you and aren't with you anymore, okay? If possible. Now, during the 4th week, we have got the Magician, so you are just going to be in full manifestation gear. That really does make a lot of sense with, on the 31st, we've got the new moon in Leo, so we've got pleasurable new beginnings, and I feel like you're going to get that fiery energy within you. Also during the 3rd week, when I said this nostalgia one, that might have to do with Mercury retrograde entering Cancer, when kind of things about home might be kind of slowing down, and talking about it might be slowing down a little bit, okay? But that's going to change on the 31st, okay? And you're going to be able to manifest whatever you want, right? It's up to you, okay? But you've got that energy at the end of the month. It's up to you how you use it and where you focus your attention. So your attention needs to be focused on where you want to go, in my opinion, not necessarily where you've been and being stuck in the past, okay? Otherwise, the same old shit's going to keep happening. All right, let's see what our energy card is for this month, and make sure you stick around for your pick your own destiny card, okay? Just in a sec. Okay, I get this. I think this is the reason why you have a lot of that reflection and introspection during the 1st week of the month, and a bit of nostalgia during the 3rd week, okay? You're feeling hurt from the past, okay? Someone's really hurt you. It could have potentially been a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. I'm not really sure. It could also have been like a loss of a home and things like that, because with the Pentacles, it is like stability in the real world. You might have had to move, loss of job, things like that. Maybe loss of someone who kind of helped you out financially. But you kind of feeling like your energy is kind of feeling like on your own, and grief. But honestly, I think you're doing a really good job coping with it, because you're, doing really good things for yourself. You're reflecting in the 1st week, you're enjoying learning about something new during the 2nd week, or enjoying learning about something you haven't learned about recently in the 2nd week. 3rd week, you're getting that bit of nostalgia, but you've got friends and family with you, people around you who love you and want to support you. And then boom, end of the month, you've got this magic manifesting power, okay? So I'm not 100% sure what happened previously, but I think you're doing a really, really good job coping with it. You should be really proud of yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back right now. Do it. Well done. Doing a good job. All right, pick a number 1, 2, or 3. You are now picking your destiny card from my Tarot of the Thoth deck. So I already shuffled off camera, just shuffling a little bit more. Let's see. If you picked 1, we've got the Death card. That means that the sorrow that you feel might actually have been from an actual death, but it might not have been, okay? And this is previous, by the way. It could just have been the end of something that has died spiritually. So that could be a relationship. It could have been where you used to live. It could have been a job. It could have been something like that. But something, even if it hasn't physically died, it's your relationship and connection with it has died. It's dead. It's gone. There's no coming back. You cannot resurrect things from the dead. It's done. But at the end of the day, also, that's a good thing, because with the Death card, you need to have certain things die, and when they die, like in nature, when leaves and things and sticks and things like that fall to the ground, they nourish the soil and create a really nourishing foundation for new life and new growth. Some things have to die for there to be something new born. You cannot have one without the other, right? There's always death prior to birth, okay? And it fucking sucks sometimes, and it hurts, but it's important to happen so that you can move on and have newer, better things in your life, okay? All right, awesome. If you pick two, you have got the Three of Cups, abundance. So it's just really like feeling the love. And I feel like if you did pick two, then during the third week when you do have that nostalgia, you are going to kind of snap out of it and just enjoy the people around you, and enjoy life, and maybe go out and drink a little bit or party a little bit, you know what I mean? So just enjoy life. Enjoy the little things. Enjoy the pleasures of life. Enjoy what you have around you, the people that love you, okay? Oh, I love this one. Okay, if you pick three, we've got the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is just like a really, so that may have to do with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces influence in your life. Same if you pick two for the Destiny card. But if you picked three, you've got the Queen of Cups, and I think it's just going to be like, this is either you or you've got this energy around you, which is feeding off onto you. But the Queen of Cups is a really emotionally sound, relatively spiritually mature woman, or at least someone who's a little bit older and is able to really help give you that nourishment that you need,